All right, welcome back to Musicians Edition. Today in our Essential Elements Mallets book, we're looking at number 116 and then number 117. Right? Now in 116, we're using the same rhythm that you see in number 115, right? It's the exact same thing, it's just with pitch. And so we're going to talk about this rhythm a little bit, and then we'll apply that rhythm where we see it in number 117. Right, now this can be a confusing rhythm to your eyes when you first see it, because it's a lot different than what we're used to seeing. Up to this point in this book, anytime we've seen a single eighth note, it's been before the beat, right? Or it's been halfway between two beats on an and. Now in this example in number 116, we're going to see it that way in measure 1, the way we're used to seeing it. And then in measure 3, we're going to see that single eighth note starting on the beat, right? And that's the spot that can get really confusing to students, is when they're used to seeing that eighth note always on and then we see the eighth note on the beat, right? So we really have to concentrate and make sure that we know exactly where that eighth note goes, okay? So you see measure 1, it's very familiar rhythm at this point, right? Dotted quarter note, that's 1.5 beats, and you can see the counting written in underneath the notes here. That's all of beat 1, and then the first half of beat 2. So that's going to be 1 and 2 in the counting written underneath, right? And then the eighth note happens on the and of 2, right? So that rhythm there, we have 1 and 3, okay? Now in the second measure, we have 2 quarter notes, right, on beat 1 and beat 2, and then 2 eighth notes on beat 3. So that's going to be 3 and then that is tied to the quarter note on beat 4, right? So once we get to the and of 3, then we just hold for the rest of the measure, right? So measure 2 is going to be 1, 2, 3, and, right? And then wait through beat 4, okay? Now what's really nice here is that measure 2 is just a different way of writing the same rhythm that we see in measure 3, right? And measure 3 is the one that's going to look a little bit confusing to us, right? So we see in measure 3, quarter note on beat 1, quarter note on beat 2, eighth note on beat 3, right? A single eighth note on beat 3, okay? So that's going to be the first half of beat 3, and then the and of 3 is where that dotted quarter note starts. So in this measure, we're thinking 1, 2, 3, and, right? And you'll notice that's the exact same rhythm that we have in measure 2. It's just a different way of writing it, right? In some ways it can be a little bit more confusing because we have to put that single eighth note on the beat, and we're used to seeing that single eighth note off the beat. In some ways it can be less confusing because we don't have to deal with ties like we do in measure 2, right? You'll see it written both ways. So it's good, or it's really nice that in this example in the book that we get to see it both ways and hear that it sounds exactly the same. It just looks different in each of those examples. Okay? Now in measure 4, we're going to see the same idea. It just happens at the beginning of the measure instead of in the second half of the measure, right? Single eighth note on beat 1, dotted quarter note on the and of 1, and that's going to last all the way through the end of beat 2, and then the half notes on beat 3, right? So measure 4, we would count it as 1 and 3, right? 1 and 2 and 3, okay? So now if we go through this whole piece and count the rhythms, you'll notice measure 2 and measure 3 sound exactly the same like we talked about before, right? Measure 1 is that rhythm that we're used to playing, right? Very similar rhythm to like number 113 and 114. And then measure 4 is the same rhythm as measure 3, just it happens earlier in the measure instead of in the second half, okay? So let's go through it and let's just count this whole line here and get used to the rhythms. This counting would be the same thing that you would do for number 115, right? Or you would clap it in number 115, right? Same exact thing. We just have notes here that we'll play in just a second, okay? So in 116, we're going to have, starting at the beginning, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? So it takes us all the way through. You can see when I'm counting that, I'm saying all of the counting in between, right? And that's what we generally refer to as subdividing. And it's very important in rhythms like this that you continue to subdivide in your mind or out loud with your mouth while you're playing, so that you can keep track of exactly where you are in the measure, right? Sometimes those dotted eighth notes that start off of the beat can get confusing about how long they last, right? But if you're thinking and 4 and during that dotted quarter note in measure 3, or in measure 4 and 2 and, then you can't get lost, right? As long as you're counting those eighth notes, right? Where we get in trouble is if we go 1 and then we try to kind of guess where beat 3 is, right? So we have to think 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? Now that we've done that, all we have to do is play this on an E flat and then D natural. The notes here, not a big deal, right? This piece is all about the rhythm. So here we go, from the beginning of 116. And ready, and go, and... Okay? So that's the idea with that rhythm in 116. So now let's move on to 117. We'll apply this to some notes that are moving around a little more actively. Okay? So as we look at number 117, let's see if we can glance through here and find where those rhythms are that are similar to the one we just played, right? So measure 1 is not that, right? That's the same as measure 116, right? The dotted eighth note happens first, right? Measure 2, same thing, the dotted quarter note happens first. Measure 3 is where we see this new rhythm, right? So we're going to start there in measure 3. Remember that rhythm is 1 and 3, 4, right? And the notes are B flat, and then we jump up to D, and then we jump up to F, right? So it'll sound like this, right? 1 and 3, 4, right? And now, like we talked about before, remember, keep counting during that dotted quarter note. Keep counting the eighth notes. So we're thinking 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, let's play that measure again. Ready, and go, and... All right. Now we have that rhythm worked out. Now we can just start to work our way through the rest of the piece. Using that familiar rhythm, right? The 1 and 3 rhythm, right? We see we have that a whole bunch of times. Basically every measure except for the one that we just played, and then the 2 measures with the rolls, right? Which is going to be measure 4 and then the last measure of the piece. Other than that, it's all 1 and 3, 4. And then we just got to find the notes that we play here, okay? So let's start at the beginning. We have a pickup note on beat 4, right? And then B flat, A, B flat, D, C, B flat, C, D, and then the same measure that we just worked on, and then we're going to roll on G to give us measure 4. So let's see if we can play from the beginning all the way to measure 4 to the roll, okay? I'll give us 1, 2, 3, and then we play F on the pickup note. And 1, 2, 3. Okay? And remember, on that roll, there's a tie coming out of the roll into the next quarter note G, but the quarter note G in the roll measure does not have a roll on it, right? So we're going to roll for 2 beats and then play a single quarter note on beat 3. All right? Let's do all that one more time, and then we'll forge our way into the rest of the piece from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now let's go ahead and start right on the F at measure 5, right where we just stopped, and we'll read our way through the rest of the piece. Now this is all the familiar rhythms again, right? We already got through the tricky one. Okay, so here we go, from measure 5 to the end, and ready, go. Okay, let's do that one more time, and then we'll put the whole piece together. Starting again on that F in measure 5. And ready, go. All right. So give each of those halves of the piece as much attention as you need. If there are a couple of measures that are tripping you up, zoom in and practice just that measure by itself, just like we do with all the rest of the pieces that we work on, right? And really take your time putting it all together. And then once you're comfortable with each half, now we'll go back to the beginning and see if we can string the whole thing together. Okay, so here we go, all the way through from the very top. Pickup is on beat 4, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's number 116 and number 117. Again, mostly just focusing on that idea of putting the 8th note before the dotted quarter note instead of the other way around, which is the rhythm that we're used to, and then getting really comfortable with recognizing the difference between those two rhythms, right? And making sure that we place that 8th note correctly and that we continue to subdivide during the dotted quarter note so that we know when the next note happens and we can play it with a lot of accuracy. Okay? So have fun practicing that, and I will see you next time.